Go right on ahead, Dan.
Thank you. All right, there I have my video on now. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Dukniak. I'm the General Manager of the Waukesha Water Utility, and I'd like to thank you for attending the Great Water Alliance Open House for the New Berlin, for the City of New Berlin on the water supply construction. And just so everyone is clear, the water supply construction is the line that will be coming up National Avenue onto Coffee Road, and then Coffee Road to Racine Avenue, and Racine into the city of Waukesha. So that is the specific project that we are talking about tonight. Obviously, we'll try to answer any questions that we can if you have questions on the other projects, but that's the subject of our conversation tonight. So tonight with me, again, I'm the manager of the Waukesha Water Utility. I have Katie Richardson, I'd like to thank the Mayor of New Berlin, who is on the line, for working with us and being on the call tonight. Thank you, Mayor. And also Representative Joe Sanfilippo is registered to attend as well. I don't know if he has joined as of yet, but he is also registered to attend tonight. So we'd like to thank both of them for their support throughout this entire project. With me tonight, we have Katie Richardson, who is the program manager, who will be talking about the route and communications to everyone throughout the construction project. And then we have Jeff Champion, who is one of the construction managers for the program. He is from Black and Beach, and he will be talking about going over the construction overview and answering any questions related to the construction that we have. First things first, we have a little housekeeping that we need to just go through. This is an online meeting due to the safety concerns during the COVID pandemic. And we appreciate you working with us to have this online meeting. Because we have a large audience, everyone is actually muted. And you can submit questions at any time there's a Q&A box. If you move your mouse, you'll see a Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, basically in the middle of your screen. You can type in and ask questions at any time, and we're going to be monitoring those. We'll try to answer those during the conversation if we can. If not, there'll be a live question and answer session at the end. If you find that this meeting was useful and some of your neighbors are asking questions about it or are asking information about it, you can direct them to our website, greatwateralliance.com. We are recording this meeting tonight, and anyone can watch it at any time then and get the information that they want from this. So with that, we'll move on. I'm going to talk about the need for the new water supply, for a new reliable water supply for the residents of the city of Waukesha. Waukesha does have water supply challenges. We currently depend on the deep sandstone aquifer, and our wells are contaminated with radium. We are under a court order to bring our water system into compliance with the radium standard. The groundwater in this area is drawn down more than 350 feet, which puts us in a groundwater management area according to state law. And that is because the shale layer, the red layer that is on the right there, prevents water from naturally percolating through the ground, recharging the aquifer. That's basically a thick layer of rock that stops the water from going through the ground and recharging that aquifer. So you have a drawdown in that aquifer as we utilize that water throughout southeastern Wisconsin. That drawdown then results in water being that older that has been in contact with the natural geology, and radium has been transferred to that water, and we have radium in our water, among other contaminants. So we need to look for a new water supply, and we also need to protect our wetlands, rivers, and streams, which is any of the alternatives has a significant impact in the local wetlands, rivers, and streams. So we went through the application, and we determined that Lake Michigan is the only reasonable alternative. It's been over 20 years of research. I've actually been at the utility just about 19 years. We studied 14 of those alternatives in depth. Lake Michigan came out as the only reasonable, long-term, sustainable water supply for the city of Waukesha. It is also protective of the environment, And it is the best solution for ratepayers, and as protective of the environment, it has the least amount of environmental impacts there. There's very minimal number of acres are impacted as a result of this. And again, this was studied and completed through an environmental impact statement, which was done in the phase 1 of our program. We worked with the DNR to get the approval from the DNR, and that was done through the development of an environmental impact statement, which analyzed those 14 alternatives. Once the DNR determined that it was an approvable application, they notified the Great Lakes Compact Council of that they believed that they had an approvable application, and that was in December of 2015. And after about 6 months, the Great Lakes states and Canadian provinces unanimously approved our application for Great Lakes water. And then we moved on to negotiate a deal with the city of Milwaukee to supply us with water for the residents of the city of Waukesha. In the 4th phase, we actually settled with New Berlin on a booster pumping station site. We decided to relocate that to a site that wasn't originally available, as it was under contract to be developed as a memory care facility. When that memory care facility fell through, that property became available to us. We met with the owners and came to an agreement with them, and came to an agreement with the city of New Berlin on relocating the reservoirs and pump station from the site in Minooka Park to the site at the Nike Rempe site, which is on Broadway and the bypass about in the city, within the city of Waukesha. So that booster pumping station site and booster pumping station and reservoirs will be located at that site in the city of Waukesha. We also worked with the federal government, and we applied for and received a WIFIA grant that is basically a low interest loan for this program. It's a government subsidized loan, and we get it at a very low interest rate over a longer term to help us reduce the cost to our residents. And we are now in phase 6, where the pipeline construction has begun. Construction of the return flow pipe has commenced, and it has started. We started at the clean water plant in the city of Waukesha, and we are now working up Century Drive towards Sunset Drive in the city of Waukesha. And soon that's contract package 5. And soon contract package 6 will start, which is the contract package. Contract package 5 runs from the clean water plant to about I-43, and contract package 6 runs from I-43 to the discharge site in the city of Franklin. That's the return flow pipeline, so that's where construction has begun, and we're about to begin construction right after the first of the year on the water supply pipeline that will be coming through up National Avenue through Coffee Road in the city of New Berlin. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Katie, who will talk a little bit more about the route and the communications you can expect during this process. So Katie, it's on to you.
All right, thank you, Dan. So as Dan mentioned, my name is Katie Richardson. I am the program manager for the Great Water Alliance and have been working with the water utility on this program for the last 4 years. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the route and leave Jeff will get into more details about that, and then also what you can expect to see as we move through construction as far as communication. So this is this water supply pipeline, this part of the water supply pipeline that we're talking about tonight is known as the Contract Package 2A, or CP2A is how we abbreviate it. As Dan mentioned, that starts in the vicinity of Coffee and Schwartz Road in New Berlin, and then heads east to the city of Milwaukee and a new water supply booster pumping station that's going to be located in the city of Milwaukee. As you can see, that's the light blue, light greenish line on the top of the map here. The construction for this pipeline is going to begin in 2021. This year in 2020, we've been working on doing the construction submittal reviews and making sure that the contractor has all the materials that we have specified ready to go for the construction to start. We anticipate next year in 2021, the construction beginning right away in January, and it will move through New Berlin, including both tunneling or trenchless technologies and open cut activities, which is an open trench that you'll be able to see the pipeline construction in throughout next year. We anticipate the completion of the construction of this section from Schwartz and Coffee to the city of Milwaukee to be completed in 2022. During that time frame, your best source of information is going to be the Great Water Alliance website. The website, if you haven't visited already, which you likely have if you registered for this open house, is going to have information like an interactive route map. That route map is going to be updated with icons to have information about where the construction is and the progress that's being made. So you can check in there to see where exactly construction is located. We'll also have information that's related specifically to the city of New Berlin in the In Your Area for New Berlin section. If you go to the In Your Area at the top of the website page, you can click on New Berlin and there'll be information about either construction updates or potential open houses or any other items that we need to communicate specifically to you. There'll also be overall general construction updates on the website as well. If you're interested in that, if you work in a different part along the route, you'll be able to find information about the whole program and all the different contract packages and where they are in construction at the website. Additionally, at the website, we have a lot of other ways to kind of sign up or get information from us, find these different communication channels of texting if you want the information to come more to you instead of having to go find it at the website. We have the hotline number there. You can jot it down here, or it's also at the Great Water Alliance on our webpage. That hotline is a voicemail system, so you will leave a voicemail and someone from our team will get back to you within 24 hours. So that's always available to you. We also have an email that is monitored by the whole team, so you can email us your questions as well, and we'll return those. It might be by a phone call, it might be by email, it might be that we ask if we can have somebody come out and look at your actual issue if it's something along the route. So if you give us information there, we can get somebody from the team to contact you. We also have social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Where we put up different informational or educational items. We have videos that describe what you can expect during construction or what the purpose of the program is. We also use the social media to put out information about upcoming open houses or construction updates or just general program updates as well. So that's a way to get information pushed out to you. We also have an e-newsletter that is for the overall program as well. And you can sign up on the website for that. So you can get and approximately every other month, we send out a newsletter with information about what is going on with the program's progress. We also on occasion will use direct mail. If you live directly along the route, you will likely receive a postcard in the mail about this open house. We'll use that direct mail on occasion to send you to the website and make sure that we're trying to get your attention to either look at the website or sign up for some information from us. And then we'll also use open houses as we're moving through the program as well when there's information that we need to share to a larger group. When the crews are in your area, you're going to also have a number of different communication options available too. There's going to be door hangers, and I'll let Jeff get into more detail, but those door hangers will have information about what is upcoming in your area. And then also it'll have reminders for our email, our website, and the hotline if you have any questions so you can reach out to us. There also will be signage in the area. Please look for that for detours, work areas, things like that will be used with normal, I'm sure you're used to it, either construction signage. There'll be different things set up depending on what the contractor needs to do and how they're setting up their work zones. There'll also be inspectors from the construction management, program management, and the water utility team. They'll have on a vest or a jacket with our 3-looped Great Water Alliance logo. You can see a picture of it here on the slide. If you have a question when the construction is in your area, if it's right out in front or you're driving through, look for the person with our logo on their safety gear, and that is who you want to approach to ask any questions you have that need to be answered in the moment. when construction is, when you are either driving by or if it is in the right of way near your home, if that's occurring, safety is our #1 priority. If you need, again, if you need to talk to somebody and you have a question that needs to be answered right that second, please look for our inspector in the safety vest with the Great Water Alliance. Also be paying attention to the barrels and signs and flagging operations. Your safety is our priority. The worker safety is our priority. And we want everything to go smoothly so that the construction can go and be done efficiently and get out of your area as quickly as possible. So it's really important that you are being mindful of the signs and what the inspectors are asking you to do. If you do go out on site and you have a question or something is happening, you know, adjacent to your property and in the right of way in front of your property, please pay attention to where either the construction workers or the inspectors asking you to stand. Again, there's some situations where things might be going down underground because they are working in a trench, or there's things happening that we want to make sure that you are in a safe spot to stand and talk to somebody. So we just ask that you find the inspectors with the Great Water Alliance so that they can help you. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jeff, and he can get into a little bit more detail about what the construction is going to look like.
Jeff, real quick before you start, we do have a question about along the route. Will we need to replace our own mailboxes and posts, driveways, etc.? So if you could just answer that during your presentation, that'd be good.
I sure can. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Katie. Again, I'm Jeff Champion. I'll be one of the construction managers that will be overseeing the construction during the course of the work, working with the contractors and the Waukesha Water Utility and the program manager to make sure that this runs as smoothly as possible. This is a brief overview or a quick overview of the route that the water supply pipeline will be following. As Dan mentioned, it does run along National Road and Coffee Road. Slide. On Coffee Road, in general, the return flow pipeline will be running on the north side of the road from Coffee and Swartz Road to in the city of New Berlin to National Avenue, and then along National into the city of Milwaukee. The water supply pipeline is scheduled to lay primarily, like I say, on the north side of the road. Sorry. And start, next slide. The anticipated start will be here at Swartz and Heide Lane. The location here, Swartz and Heide Lane, was chosen to start during the winter months while the asphalt plants are closed. And this section will remain open through traffic with minimal lane restrictions and flagging as necessary. Some of the innovative technologies used to complete the project of this nature is trenchless technologies, which includes horizontal directional drilling and jack and boring. We utilize the trenchless technologies at major intersections and waterway crossings to minimize the impact for the community and environment, and try to make it make a less of an impact on those areas. One of those locations here is Coffee and Calhoun. Again, we'll be running trenchless technologies through this intersection to try to maintain traffic at this busy intersection and minimize the impact to the community. Another one of the locations here is Coffee and National. Again, we'll use a variety of innovative construction techniques to try to minimize the impact through this intersection and maintain traffic as best as we can. Please be aware that we may need to block some lanes in some locations, but bear with us. We are trying to, we've gone through some extensive traffic control studies to make sure that we're providing the least impact that we possibly can. Super Excavators. Super Excavators is the contractor that was awarded this contract through a competitive bidding process. Super Excavators did complete a pre-qualification process that we went through prior to awarding and bidding the contract. So we are very confident with Super Excavators' ability to perform this work. Some of the specialty work that Super Excavators performs, underground work, including sewers, water mains, forest mains, earthwork, jacking, boring, tunneling, dewatering, clearing and grubbing, trucking, and traffic control. It is noted that Super Excavators is a local contractor in the Milwaukee area, so that is a good plus for the community there as well. Door hangers, as Katie mentioned, we do place door hangers in advance of work as the work progresses through the project. Door hangers are anticipated to be set out 14 days prior to any street closures or any work ahead of the contractor. Just that gives the residents notice that we are coming through and being ready to start work in the area. 3 days prior to any restrictions to the property, we will place another door hanger, giving specific details what the restrictions are anticipated. And then 1 day prior to work approaching the property, we'll have another door hanger that will give you final notice and final information about what restrictions are coming. Please note that the door hangers, when we do place them, we're not really allowed to access the property further into the property. So we may need to place these hangers on front doors or front fences or the immediate side door, but we can't go around to the back of the property and place door hangers. It is just not feasible for our crews to be doing that. So be aware that you may have a hanger on your front door when we're in the area. So it might be that you have to look at a door that you don't normally use. Also, we're not allowed to put them in mailboxes. So that's another note to be aware of. Dan did mention mailboxes and restoration of mailboxes. If we need to take a mailbox down, we are responsible for putting that back up. Same for any other personal property or anything that is within the right of way. We will work with you on making sure that everything that is disturbed is put back in a like new or better condition than what we found it in. So that is one thing that we are going to strive to do.
Okay, so we did have, let me turn my video's back on here. We did have one question that was submitted. It was submitted by Steve Miner. And we did meet with him on site, but it was about the restoration of his driveway, just as Jeff just went over. Katie, I do not know if we have any other questions that are out there.
No, just the preview, like you said, Dan, we had the submittal with some concern about some trees in a property, and then the question about mailboxes and driveways. So we've answered all of those. So if anyone else has a question, please, you can move your mouse and find the Q&A box and submit those to us, We'll give everybody another minute or two before we wrap up here.
And just some of the other questions that were asked mainly were on the routing, where construction was, and that sort of thing. And if people do have specific questions on where their actual construction is going to take place, or where it's going to be in front of their house, they can contact us, and we will be more than happy to meet with them or talk to them one-on-one exactly where that is going to be.
Yeah, that did come up in the last couple open houses. So if you want to submit a question like that, we can follow up with you afterwards, or as Dan mentioned, you can always call into the hotline or email us, and we can answer for you.
I don't know if we have any more questions.
We do not yet. Okay.
I'm trying to think of other questions that people ask.
At the last one? Sure. Oh, we just got one more, Dan.
Okay.
There's a question about the door hangers. How far off the pipeline route will the door hangers be placed? Say a subdivision with access to Coffee Road. If the subdivision only has one access point onto Coffee Road or any of the other roads, if there's only one access to the subdivision, and we're going to be going across the subdivision, door hangers will be provided to all the homes that access will be interrupted. Okay, that was the only one, Dan.
Okay. Then I would like to thank everybody for coming today and attending this Great Water Alliance open house for New Berlin. Again, if neighbors have questions or want to hear what was said, that is not a problem. They can go ahead and do that. By logging in, the video should be uploaded probably by about Monday, maybe sooner. But if neighbors have questions, they can watch it or they can contact us. Again, we have a hotline that they can contact us. They can visit at the website, or they can contact us through social media or via email. And we'll be more than happy to answer the questions and meet with them. And again, once again, thank you for attending. And without that, I'll let you continue your night, and have a great holiday, everyone. Bye now.